Hey, good day, everybody. Hey, just wanted to kind of go over the new dragon. Didn't get a lot of time to look at him, but at initial glance, I'm not so sure how the community's going to receive him because he's a decent hero. He buffs a lot of different things other than just dragons. However, he makes the people that already make this meta very stale even better while continually diminishing possible other things. So, sure wish I had a shot to work with this guy before it all worked out. But anyway, here's our Winterfest 2020 hero, Balur. Okay, so Balur is a caster dragon, light element, of course. Here's some statistics for him. Fireborn, burn immune, heals instead of taking damage from fire attacks, and deals extra damage to burning enemies. So this guy's going to be an Archon immune. This guy's going to be flame attacks immune. Ember, for example. Solar Scales. Gains 1 stack of Solar Scales at the start of this hero's turn. And when any ally makes a light attack, max 5 stacks. Can't be stolen or copied. Dragon allies can't be frozen. And gain 5% defense per stack of Solar Scales. Sorry. So, here's my problem with this. Guess what's in front of most dragons? Oh, it's that. Did you say Lori? That's right. Oh, what's that? Lori's a light ally? Oh, that's right. So we're going to get a stack of dragon skills from Lori immediately. Now let's pretend that someone uses, like, I don't know, a Raila defense. And they use, like, Raila, Lori, Dearest, and, for example, Balor, which, by the way, will be a very good defense. So now, by the time Balor gets his turn, he will have 3 stacks of Solar Scales, and when he uses his S2, because Raila made him use his S1, he'll have 4 stacks of Solar Scales, increasing his defense by 20%. So that's a pretty nifty ability, and dragons, no matter what, as long as they're on a team with Balor, cannot be frozen. Flying takes less damage from melee attacks. Born of the Stars. All light allies take reduced chaos damage. So once again, I don't mind the reduced chaos damage business, but this Gretel is already a trash can hero, with her only utility being runes. She has no other utility. If they made for my next trick, or gave her like a blind eye passive, or she could make anyone a bunny with her S1, she'd be much better and much more usable. But since that's not the case, you simply replace Gretel with Sanctified Runes and call it a day. This gives everyone, light allies rather, reduced chaos damage. So now let's say you use that Raila defense I talked about. Or let's say you use a Dagon defense, I don't know. Maybe people use Dagon leads on this meta, I'm not sure. Yes, almost every time. So they're going to take reduced chaos damage. Mystical. Boosted damage versus tanks and slow targets. Sun's Presence. So, purges all buffs from dark enemies and applies magnified light to all enemies when entering a dungeon room. Alright, so here's how this goes down. Let's say I have a taunt rune and an evasion rune on my Craw. Balor enters the room. Now, Craw doesn't have anything. What about if they're flying? Doesn't work like that because Balor's flying. So any dark hero, no more shroud, no more nothing like that. And this will even work against heroes with all sorts of stuff. Even slow heroes with Thrax, because our man Balor isn't a fast hero. He's a normal speed hero. So now Thrax won't be able to prevent debuff strips off slow heroes. So now let's pretend that Balor's on the team, and you have evasion runes and everything on your Grandars and your Thrax. Balor enters the room. All those runes mean nothing now. Well, for Thrax, for Yan Lao, for example, if they're slow and on the team with them. Now they don't have any of those buffs, but what they have instead is magnified light. So that's 100% light damage to all enemies. Now, let me put this in perspective for you. Remember when I said Raila would be a really good defense? This is going to be freaking insane. You simply make an attack Lori, use Raila, use Lori, use Jiris, and yeah, Aegis Shield might buff it up. Maybe you survive the wave. But this buff light damage is insane. So 100% damage, for example, a full tainted Lori, for example. 100% light damage for a full tainted Dagon on defense, for example. So this is extremely dangerous, extremely powerful. It's going to be great for attacks, but if someone puts Balor on defense, we're going to see some magic. We're going to see a lot of magic. Another good idea for defense with this in mind is if you have Epic Crucible, use a Dagon lead, Epic Crucible, Balor, and Jin Lee. Don't use use the in-gen Jin Lee so he's got the perfect swing. You're going to have magnified light damage across the board. Everyone will take reduced chaos damage, and even if you bring dragons, all that's going to happen is they're going to get fried really fast. And then you're going to have to hope and pray that your Stone Form Agnon can survive insane amount of damage output while everyone beats on it. Celestial Aurora. When this hero is killed, all ally abilities become powered, and all enemies lose 2 energy. Now, this is a dual-edged sword now. Because a lot of people run enabled heroes for manual grinding, that sort of thing, you don't, for example, want to take energy away from an enabled Agnon. That's a great way to extend a fight to stupid lengths. Unless, of course, you're using dragons, but they have their own weakness. But it does act like a legendary Inferno in the fact that you kill this guy, everyone's going to start powered. Now, if you're going to kill this guy and he's on a team with Niveus can just bring him back and let the loops begin. Because if you kill Balor, Niveus resurrects him, you kill Balor again, you've just powered Niveus back up with cold golems, and he can just resurrect all the dragons again. Of course, barring Doom and stuff like that. But it's a pretty solid spot. I'm rooting mine offensive with some skill right now. Once again, I'm building this guy with the same mentality of like Inferno, because he's there for the passes, and the passes are absolutely amazing. Sunfire Blast. 2 ranged light attacks on target enemy for 694 base damage with 100% base chance to Sunfire Burn, which is permanently reduces defense by 10%, deals damage each turn. Okay, very nice. Unpurgeable if you land it, but obviously if they have Foresight, it prevents the debuff, doesn't purge it. But this is a double tap ability, so I'm about to find out if a double tap Sybil, like an epic Sybil, will make that 4 ranged light attacks. Eradicating Breath, Fire Breath, ranged light attack on target enemy for 1943 base damage and a chance to Sunfire Burn. The attack can't be mitigated. So by can't be mitigated, it's the same thing as like Masuda Kira's Vibrating Palm. It's the same thing as the Chaos Missiles from the Dragons. And notice that Sunfire Blast isn't a Chaos Missile. It can miss. Anyway, so what it does mean about this attack is if I'm attacking a Stone Form Agnon or a Oak Form Lily, they're not slowing this attack down at all. So let's say I have a Balor lead and you have a taunt on your Agnon, and my Balor's in slot 1 on defense. When I attack your Stone Form Agnon, your Agnon and your taunt and all that business isn't mitigating anything. It's going to go right through it, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Solar Flare. Shield-piercing shield-piercing ranged light attack on all enemies for 1,804 base damage with a 100% chance to blind. Consumes all stacks of solar scales and deals additional damage based on the number of scales consumed, starts powered. So now, this is a sweet ability. Blind, I don't know if you guys know, but it reduces the opponent's ability to hit a target, and it also reduces their attack. So, with that in mind, we have that going on based on the number of stacks consumed. So, once again, so let's go into the the Raila defense, for example. If you run this Raila defense, once Balor moves, like I said, he'll have 4 stacks of solar skills, and that bonus, I'm still doing the calculations for it. Give me a few tries, give me a few days of the calculations percentage-wise, exactly how much each stack of solar skills does for this attack. But this attack on a Raila defense, for example, will be very, very dangerous. All right, Rays of Light. A tether of light reaches out from this hero to all enemies. Transfers damage dealt to this hero to enemies instead. The debuffs on this hero and buffs on enemies are swapped. So this is Magic Prism / Spirit Link on steroids. So now Balor is going to completely get everyone linked in. So here's where this hero gets great. So I link your Lori, I link your dragons. I take no damage, all my damage is transferred to you. I take reduced chaos damage, so your chaos damage isn't bothering me. But all your buffs, they're coming to me. And if you go ahead and happen to kill Balor with, chaos missiles, shield pushing abilities, that's fine. You simply power up my team again. But the point is you're not going to be able to use debuffs. You're not going to be able to apply buffs like regeneration, that sort of thing. So it's a pretty sweet ability. So there's Balor in a nutshell. A really fun team for like grinding now. Yeah, fudge suckles. So if you just use this team now for like grinding, and a lot of people run enabled Dagons or something like that, but Dagon now is going to be an absolute a maniac. So everyone's got magnified light damage, and we're just one-shotting people through here. It would be faster if he's enabled, but I use Dagon in PvP, so I don't hardly ever enable him. I don't bring fat guys like Jin Lee or anything to these sort of fights because Jin Lee blocks shinies, and blocking shinies is sucky, super lame. So looks good. We love that magnified light damage. So now let's I'll do a few PvP battles and call this a video. I'll put out another video in a bit on once I get some calculations done on this guy. But just know that Dagon got a lot stronger. Lori got a lot stronger. Raila defenses, if you didn't like them yet, you're really not going to like them here in a second. So that's a really fun grinding team because the magnified light damage happens to every enemy as Balor enters a dungeon. Now let's create a situation. Okay, perfect. So let's go with I'm probably going to lose this because there's an Arya there. Or will I? Or will I? So several things we want to see here. We're going to see the stacks, but I want to see what all Arrakis. So Arrakis has no dragon scales, but he has a debuff. So as we can see, they made good on their threat of you touch this, you're going to be in a bad spot. So I'm going to use ambush tactics because I want to see his S3 right away. We got boosted light damage. We're going to get rays of light. Everyone's linked up. Guess who doesn't have vision yet? Now she doesn't. Oh, that whore. If I lose this dude at just Arya, I'm going to be like bent out of shape. Yep, she kills herself. So now, remember what I said, this attack can't be mitigated? Here we go. I hate that animation. So the attack wasn't mitigated at all, which is nice, but that animation really bothers me. Way too slow. So once we get some more stars up, that's going to be really nice. All right, so now we're going to go right into here. We already have 4 stacks of solar scales. Look at him go. Look at the man go. Okay, so it's 2 double attacks just like we thought. That's right, Krogis just dusted that nibby. Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot of promise here, guys. So a double tap from Sybil, for example, that should be a really solid hero, and especially once he gets some more stars. Look at this dude. He's got 5 stars of solar scales. We're just putting in hard work now. Like that Sunfire burn, so we're reducing enemy health. We're gonna get a bunch of health back now. Look at that health, bro. Oh, this isn't the best fight because I obviously I didn't bring the most effective team for this, but as you can see, there's a lot of promise for Balor really fast. Lots of utility. Let's go ahead and link up. I really like that ability. We're gonna go ahead and Mortal Life, hitting for 109k now. Love that stuff. Yeah, so like I said, give me a little bit to do some calculations as far as what he can do, and we will definitely see what he can do. God, dude. Cause insane. Cause insane. Anyway, so that's the video on Balor. I didn't want to make it too long, but looks like a pretty solid hero. I can't quite give him a good rating yet because we got to see what he does. Things that I like, new abilities, fresh ideas. Things that I don't like, it could possibly lock up our meta a little bit more. But it also brings in Raila much more. Really diminishes Dark Hero, Shroud. So, I mean, we could see some really good things. But the thing is, there's not an insane Dark Hero lead. The thing is, we're going to see more Dagons, more Raylas, more stuff like that. Really nice hero. Good hero design, but we'll see what he does to the meta. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Have a good day.